Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your reading for the first 2 weeks of June 2019. My name is Jay, I'm an intuitive reader. I'm going to have a look at the energies around you at this time. This is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with all of you. If you'd like to check out your sun, your moon and your rising signs, then you're going to get a bigger picture and a bigger idea of what's going on around you at this time. I'm also an Aquarian, so yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this reading and seeing what's happening here. Okay, let's get started. The first card we've got is the Six of Wands. Now the Six of Wands, it speaks of victory, it's success, accomplishment, but it can also speak of pride and being aware of not to let our pride get in the way of things that we might like, not to speak from and come from an ego-based place, but rather to remember to come from a soul level and a heartfelt place. Okay, it can also mean being the centre of attention, but I feel that there is something going on right now or in the recent past where you have been feeling this sense of accomplishment then. Okay, but that was actually clarified by the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, it speaks of sneaky behaviour, it speaks of lies and deception. It isn't one of the nicest cards to have got out of the tarot pack. However, as I say, I do feel this is kind of the past energy that is still perhaps lingering around in these coming weeks, but it is something that you are taking a change of perspective with. You're looking a different direction with this hanged man being here for that. So I don't want to get too caught up in that energy, but I feel that there has been some sort of behaviour of those sorts going on around you. Now this could have been somebody who was an air sign themselves, with the Knight of Swords being here. This obviously could speak of yourself as well, but I feel it's more of an external energy in this case. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, he can be indecisive, self-assured, he can be indiscreet, he's very intellectual, he's knowledgeable, and he likes to analyse the situation. He comes from sort of a head space rather than a heart space, and he can actually be quite cut off from his emotions. I'm wanting to look at the scroll. This could mean that there's a message coming in for you regarding this. Maybe there's some truth regarding this behaviour, or maybe there's just a message, an apology even, coming towards you. The other thing I want to focus on is the fact that the green on his sword here, as you can see, is not quite where the green of the heart chakra would be. So what I want to say is there's some sort of misalignment here. The person you're dealing with, or yourself at the moment, there's some sort of, you're not quite in line within your heart space, and it requires a little bit of balancing. You know, if there has been this sneaky behaviour here, it's normal to feel, you know, hurt by this, but I feel that this is a time now where you're getting very, very close. As you can see, he's only just out of alignment. With the heart chakra, the healing process is almost over for you, is the message I'm getting. Okay, as I say, with the Hanged Man being here, there's a change of perception. There's looking at things slightly differently now. You're not, well, as I say, there are a lot of swords on the table here. Swords speak of our thoughts and our fears and our desires. But I feel for you, with a change of perception, with regards to something that you have been battling for quite some time. As you can see, there's actually blood on the sword here. It's been quite a brutal battle, and you've been left feeling rather wounded and sort of cut out in the cold. And it's almost like a hollow victory. Nobody's really won in this situation. Okay, and with the Page of Pentacles being here, you know, this could represent an earth sign, or you could have earth in your chart. But this is someone who takes a practical approach. It's also a time where there could be new projects going on for you. I want to look at the book, so you could be studying, or you could be researching, you could be writing as well, I'm seeing. Or even it is just that you're taking this time for yourself, just to sit in the garden and read, or taking 5 minutes. Whereas perhaps you wouldn't normally, you're actually starting to allow yourself the freedom to do that. Okay, there's no surprise to me, being a fellow Aquarian, that the Tower card is here. And I feel for some of you, this Tower moment is nothing unusual to you. I feel that there possibly has been a few of these Tower moments in the recent past. Now the Tower, it's an external disruption basically, and what it does, this moment breaks down everything that we thought might have been wonderful and great, but it breaks it down because actually it was built on foundations that weren't very stable. They weren't set. They were false foundations to have been building on. And this could speak of the energy that you're encountering at the moment, or it could speak of an energy of someone close to you at this time. But as you can see in the card, it's quite a dramatic card. I mean, these people are falling from this building, but in fact this Tower moment is actually coming around to knock down anything that no longer serves you, so that you've got the opportunity to build up a far better, more stable situation for yourself. Okay, we've got the Eight of Cups here, and this is the reason that I said it could possibly be that you're going through this moment, or that there's someone around you going through this moment in regards to a relationship with yourself. The Eight of Cups speaks about walking away. Walking away from things that don't serve us anymore, change of direction. It also speaks of new values, and it speaks for looking for spiritual and emotional truth. Okay, so whether you've walked away from somebody or somebody has walked away from you at the moment, there is this judgment coming in for you, this higher calling. I feel there is a divine intervention occurring at the moment. The other thing I want to say is I want to focus on the blue here, and I also want to focus on the angel wings. I feel that you're rising in your vibrations, and it's almost like a wake-up call. So whether you've had a wake-up call and you know that you have to walk away from a situation, or it's that you've walked away from someone and now they're having this awakening themselves. So I feel the angels are helping out here. As you can see, there's an angel in the picture. They're around at this time. It's also a time of transformation and of your inner calling. So perhaps you've actually worked out now what you're here to do, what you can provide the world from a soul and a heart space in order to help other people. And I'm feeling strong draws to empaths and light workers in general here. I'm wanting to look at the light being shared here, and I feel that you do share your light with others. It's also a time for accounting for past actions, and to realise as well that there is actually no one to blame, not even yourself. Everything around us, there is no blame really. We're all just doing the best that we can from the level that we are. And the other message I'm getting as well is not to be too hard on yourself at this time. Okie doke. So we've got next then your Keepers of the Light Oracle card, and this is Melchizedek, and he is he's a high priest who is actually mentioned in the Bible in Genesis, and he's here about higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. So like I was saying with this book here, you could be researching, you could be looking into things yourself more deeply at this time and studying and learning. And the other thing that he is particularly known for is sacred geometry. So you could be drawn to this sort of field, or stars might be attracting you more at this time. And the message he's giving as well is that we are learning more each day. We recognise the great lessons around us, and there's this time of understanding being brought to you, and that learning to trust your intuition. The other message I'm getting as well is to be aware of patterns, whether it's your own patterns, whether it's the patterns of others. Just be aware of repeated patterns. And also look around for patterns like this here, like the mandala in the back here. They're actually signs to you, and I feel that you will be more drawn to this sort of artwork, is what I'm getting. Okay, so the next card you've actually got then is Consider Your Foundations. Look at how committed you are to love. And the first thing I want to say with that card is, how committed are you to loving yourself before others can truly love us, and or more to the point, before we can fully accept the love of another, we need to love ourselves. And I want to say to you, you need to perhaps go back to the childlike energy where there's no fear of having fun and enjoying yourself and doing things for yourself. So to put down some of the burden of adulthood, and yeah, don't be afraid to embrace the inner child. The other message we're getting from this card, you can only see the back of this couple here. I don't know if you can actually see it there. Okay, you can only see the back of the couple, and that indicates that we maybe don't know the full story quite yet with regards to this, and to let go of any need to push or control the outcome here. Just let it unfold naturally. The candles are a symbol of hope and of light and positivity and blessings coming your way, and there's also a strong love connection within this card. It suggests as well that there are common values, common beliefs. And I want to focus on the fairies. I want to mention magic. I feel magic is occurring at this time. I feel that divine is intervening for you to allow yourself to love yourself that little bit more, and perhaps if you are dealing with someone that the circumstances are not ideal at the moment, to know that those circumstances are going to improve. I want to look as well at the shooting stars, so making wishes, going with your dreams, or perhaps just seeing shooting stars. This card is actually number 50. It's the final card of the Whisper of Love Oracle, and that says to me something about completion being the last card, and also the number 5. 5 and 0 is 5, is the number of change. Okay, so the next card then is Focus on Love. That's something that when I was shuffling, there were lots of cards that jumped out for you, Aquarius, more than any of the other card readings that I've done so far actually. Okay, so focus on love, look for the good in everyone. Okay, so it's really easy to find faults within people. Move the card up so you can see. Yeah, it's easy to find faults with people and to perhaps judge people more than we need to. And what this card is saying, just to remember to find the positive within those people, and actually remember why you fell in love with them in the first place, why you love these people. And although you might be going through a rough patch, excuse me, a rough patch at the moment, this is a sign that things are turning around. And with the dragon and this beautiful lady here, what I want to say is that this connection, if it does speak of a relationship, I feel that you could possibly be very different from one another, not your normal type, for instance, totally different backgrounds, different ideas as when you were in childhood, but at the same time you share these common beliefs and these common core values. Okay, and if you are single at this time, focus on loving yourself a little bit more, especially with the romance card being here as well. Well, the romance, you know, there's clearly two people in this card here, and they're dancing. I feel dancing is of significance for this group of people, for the Aquarians here. Yeah, so although if you're not in a relationship, there's what you should think about doing perhaps is, what do you consider as romantic? What do you think is romantic? Is it a candlelit bath? Is it flowers? Is it chocolates? And start treating yourself to these wonderful loving gifts. Show yourself this romantic side. While you are doing that, you are more likely to attract somebody who's prepared to do that with you and for you as well. If you are in a relationship, now's a good time to be doing these romantic gestures for your partner. It doesn't have to be anything, you know, crazy. It can just be simple things like, you know, a candlelit dinner together, music and dancing. Again, I'm getting the dancing. I feel that dancing is very significant here. I'm also feeling that perhaps you wouldn't normally dance, but when you're with this person, you're okay with dancing, and you find it quite liberating. Okay. that's all I've got for you. Okay, the other thing, sorry, just one more thing. The yellow, orange and green in this card, they represent communication and healing. So whether, as I say, you are single at this time, and you are choosing to heal at this time, this is a really good opportunity for you to focus on yourself. Consider your foundations, what you really consider to be love. What is your idea of love? Focus on love, and don't be afraid to lavish yourself or your loved ones with romantic gestures and attention and affection. Okay, your Goddess cards. It says suffering happens when we expect life to be something more. When we let go of expectations, there is peace. Okay, so let go of those expectations. Allow things to unfold naturally. Don't feel the need to push. Just allow things to develop, and yeah, let go. Surrender is what I'm hearing here. And once you find that place where the expectations that aren't there, you're not expecting something of yourself or you're not expecting something of others, you achieve this wonderful sense of peace from within. Okay, you've got the choices cards. Okay, so what this card says is when you worry about decisions, it means that your mind is trying to control your life, and that results in choices made from ego. Your angel guidance is to consider and evaluate all options, then let go of your head and choose from your heart, which gives you the greatest joy and feels right. Do not act from foolish impulse, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. Make choices for the highest good. Remember that if something is not for your highest good, it certainly isn't for the highest good of those around you. So let go of false feelings of responsibility for others and choose with wisdom. Become still and attuned to your soul. Ask your angels for guidance and help. Then, from your point of deeper inner stillness, make your choices easily and spontaneously. And the affirmation, I choose for my highest good. Okay, and I think that does go back to this tower moment here, and this having to walk away, or someone walking away from you. There is no right or wrong that I could offer you at this time, and the right choice for you. But what this card is reminding you is that you have the ability to make the choices for your highest good, and that you've got the angels there helping you in this situation to make the choices that are going to give you the most joy, that are going to allow you the most freedom within yourself. Okay, so that's all I've got for you at this time, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please let me know in the comments below if it did resonate with you. And if you'd like to like and subscribe, that would be awesome too. Thank you very much for watching. Bye now.